Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. Excuse me. So today I'm going to talk about how to let go of the past. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in the past and you can't seem to let it go? It's like you're carrying a heavy burden that keeps you stuck. I mean, it sounds so simple to just let it go, but sometimes it can feel so hard to do that, right? You just can't stop holding on to a grudge or a betrayal. And every time you want to move on, it comes back to haunt you. This is called rumination. Have you heard of that? Hi, Anitra. Rumination, the word ruminate, it comes from the Latin word for chewing cud. And it's kind of a gross process where cows grind up, swallow, and then regurgitate and re-chew their food, right? That's what's called ruminate. That's where the word came from. But we do the same thing with our thoughts when we play the same thoughts over and over in our mind. Rumination is a curious habit. I mean, it's a little bit like binge watching bad movies on Netflix. It's what happens when we can't let go of the past. We make sad stories play over and over in our minds nonstop. And the more we watch our life's movie, the more it hurts, right? So we know we need to let it go. We know we need to let go of the past. We need to stop replaying those thoughts over and over again in our heads. But how do we do it? Most people will eventually come to grips with why they should do it, but where they get stuck is on actually taking the steps to make it happen. So I have some ideas that might help you. So the first one is stop trying to be the hero of your story. We've all been hurt. It's sad and embarrassing, and no one wants to look weak. That's why we construct our idealized version of the past, and we sometimes blame others instead of taking ownership for what happened. But everything in life has a beginning and an ending, and you don't have to continue rehashing your past to keep it alive. Keep peace, make peace with the end, especially if it was ugly, and move on. Don't let other people define who you are. Blaming others when things go wrong makes us lose control. We're letting them define the terms of how we live. We have no control over whatsoever over what other people do, but we do have control about us and how we react. When you focus on what people did to you, it really is just a distraction. So take control of your own actions and what you can manage and choose to live life on your own terms, not according to what someone else thinks. So give yourself permission to let go of the past. That's an important step. Your brain can latch onto something and it's waiting for you to release the responsibility. So try, or by committing to this release, your brain can focus on other productive areas. So that release comes in the form of telling yourself to let it go, right? And then you can learn from your past experience. There's lots of learning nuggets contained within your past. Anything that you've done or tried before is up for grabs in the university of your past, right? When something goes wrong, we tend to blame ourselves too. If we had a hard time accepting that we make mistakes and we let sometimes our perfectionist mindset takes over, then we start beating ourselves up, right? So did you make a mistake? Fine. We all do. Learn to forgive yourself. Errors can be corrected. Mistakes are not a final destination. They're just a stop that prepares us for the journey. They're learning experiences. We need to learn from them and we need to continue moving forward. So it's up to you to recognize what those lessons are and how you can use them effectively. And then the best way to do that is to determine what happened, why it happened, and maybe how you can avoid it in the future. Maybe consider meditation. When you're relaxed, you'll have an easier time purging your past. One of the best forms of relaxation is meditation. But don't expect fast solutions with this. It takes several sessions to get your body and your mind in tune with the techniques. But the key is to keep doing it until you start to feel the effects. Don't hide from your past. People try to pretend certain aspects of their past didn't happen, especially the more embarrassing moments. But the past is who we are, right? Sometimes when we get so stuck in a problem, it becomes hard to separate the event from who we are. It's not the event, it's the past itself. Everything in your past is who you are, but the specific event isn't, right? So maybe you've stuffed your thoughts down deep down and you haven't dealt with them. But you know what? That's going to cause your past to come back to you with a vengeance when you're not expecting it. Remember, your stories shape you, but they don't define your identity. Don't let a bitter experience become who you are. Acknowledge everything about your past, but commit to pushing forward. Letting go of your past makes space for new ones. So focus on the here and now and become at peace with yourself. Most people can't let go of the past because they don't appreciate their present. So, to let go of the past, we need to stop thinking about how things should be and accept what is right now, right? Accept them for where they are right now. It doesn't matter how they should be, they are what they are, right? So, letting go of the past doesn't mean that things weren't good while they lasted. It's about remembering the good moments, but not allowing the unhappy ending cloud the whole experience, because there's good and bad from everything in our past, right? And there were good moments, so it's okay to remember those, right? So you want to let go of the past, start by living in the moment and appreciate what you have here and now. It's not all going to happen immediately. Don't expect changes to, just happen. Your past habits might be difficult to break, like any habit. It took a long time to develop those bad habits. And if you're too hard on yourself about your past, stop. It's okay to acknowledge that you made some mistakes, but don't get overly critical of them. Concentrate on the good aspects of your past. Concentrate on the lessons, right? And sometimes you may focus on your mistakes and mask the fact that you had some wonderful experiences as well. That's where you don't want to focus on just the mistakes, right? Because those wonderful experiences were equally important. So hey, Anitra says, I have learned from many mistakes, and that's probably why I attend the NFB convention every year. Yeah, you can learn a lot from there, but you can also learn a lot from your own past mistakes. So, hey, now I'd love to hear from you. Do you sometimes struggle with letting go of the past? What kinds of things help you to remember to just let it go? What helps you to move on? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. Thank you, Anitra, for being live with me today, and anyone else who might be live but who just hasn't commented, and anyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate you. So go out there and have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.